Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another ranching related video. You know, you guys have been watching a ranch now for about a month, and the biggest question I keep getting is, why are you using that truck right there for work? And my response is, why wouldn't you use it for work? That's what it's made for, right? For those of you who are new here, this is our 2020 Platinum F-350, and for the last 3 years you guys have seen us pull our giant RV down the road. Well, since our RV decided it didn't want to travel anymore, we decided to make changes in our life. So we've sort of settled down. We got a local job where I'm using this truck as a ranch hand, and a lot of you guys are concerned that I'm using this truck for what it's not made for. If you ask me, it's made exactly just for that. But before we get into it, let's talk about the things I've been using it for that have you guys concerned. You guys have seen me pull this giant 48-foot horse trailer. Now that's sort of like the RV. It weighs about the same, and for the most part that stays on the pavement, and that is exactly what I've been using it for, driving on pavement just like the RV. So this right here is really no different than the RV. And then you've seen me pull this gooseneck right here. Well, this gooseneck right here, that's really what this truck's made to do. This gooseneck alone weighs around 10,000 pounds, and I believe you guys saw me pull about 20,000 pounds of hay. So that day we had about 30,000 pounds hooked to the truck towing. And honestly, I couldn't even tell it was back there. I think because the gooseneck is properly weighted and the way the weight is on the axles, it actually has less pin weight than the RV, because it pulled this thing like a dream. Like, I actually feel the RV more than I feel this. And then this trailer right here, you guys have seen me pull, sorry, there's the sun. You guys have seen me pull this trailer just about every day. I don't hook up to it 5 days a week, but I would say 3 to 4 days a week, I'm hooked to this trailer and I'm moving animals. It's probably not as heavy as the RV, but I would say some days when it's fully loaded, we were close to 15, 18,000 pounds, and I pull it every single day. So it got me wondering, why would you guys be so concerned that I'm using this truck as a work truck? Because technically, when I bought it for the RV, we bought it as a work truck. Even though it's pulling the pretty RV on pavement, right there, that's been a pavement princess. It's still working. It just looks really good while working. Now I get some of your concerns. This is a platinum level truck. But to me, all dualies are work trucks. It doesn't matter if it's an XLT or the top of the line limited. The reason you own a dually truck is because you want to carry weight on the truck and you want to pull weight behind the truck. So to me, the trim level doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you own a dually, it's because you're working. I think it's kind of silly to own a dually if you weren't working. If I wasn't pulling things, there's no reason to have that truck. I mean, sure, it looks great. It's a great looking truck. But if you're not using it for work, are you really using it? I kind of feel like it's one of those things. If you're not using it, you're gonna have more problems than if you actually are using it, because these things right here, they wanna work. They wanna have a load on them, they wanna pull, they wanna work all day. And I think that's why we've had so much luck with this truck, because even though we're not pulling full time when we were RVing, we were pulling a lot of heavy weight and we were pulling often. And now that I'm ranching, I'm pulling a lot more every single day than I ever did with the RV. So, today, I'm going to talk to you guys about the pros and cons of using my truck as a work truck now, instead of just a pavement princess pulling the RV around. But before we get started, I'd like to thank today's sponsor and the sponsor of this video, RV Mattress by Brooklyn Bedding. So what is an RV mattress by Brooklyn Bedding? Well, let me tell you. RVmattress.com is a Brooklyn Bedding brand known for top-of-the-line comfort and quality. Plus, they have a factory in Arizona and ship conveniently to you for free anywhere in the United States. They offer different firmness options, heights, and dimensions, even RV-specific and non-traditional sizes to fit right into your lifestyle. When we got our RV and decided to live in it full-time and travel, one of the first things we knew we had to do was get rid of that stock mattress. Because we all know, those stock mattresses leave a lot to be desired. We actually purchased our RV mattress by Brooklyn Bedding with our own money, and we're telling you guys about it for over a year before they reached out to us and decided to partner with us. We chose Brooklyn Bedding because it fits perfectly into our RV king space, and it's the most comfortable mattress we've ever slept on, including all of our sticks and bricks houses we own before traveling full-time. And when it came time to upgrade our kids' room, going with Brooklyn Bedding was a no-brainer because we knew the comfort and the quality that they provided. So we decided to rip out the Happy Jack bed system and build a second queen-size bed in their room. And we decided to go with the Dream Foam Essential Memory Foam in the 8-inch model because it gives our girls 2 queen-size beds to enjoy, and it works well with the Happy Jack bed system when stowed in the travel position on travel days. We know choosing a new mattress can be a big decision. Brooklyn Bedding offers a 120-night sleep trial, and they back it up with a 10-year warranty. RV Mattress delivers your mattress to your door for free anywhere in the United States. Plus, it comes rolled up in a box and is super easy to set up yourself. And the best part about all this is RV Mattress has their own factory in Arizona. That means they're able to use premium materials at a fraction of the price with no middleman to bring up the cost. And we're not the only ones who love this brand. RV Mattresses Dream Foam Essential Memory Foam just won Good Housekeeping's 2023 Family Travel Award. Good job, RV Mattress. We love our RV Mattress by Brooklyn Bedding, and we think you would too. If you're in the market for a new mattress, go to rvmattress.com. You can check the link in the description below or go to rvmattress.com/pavingnewpaths to get 25% off of your new mattress with the code PavingNewPaths. Once again, thanks to rvmattress.com for sponsoring this video and their continued support of this channel. Now let's get back to talking about this work truck right here. All right, guys, one of the biggest pros to using my truck as a work truck is it is a platinum model. So while I am working, I'm working very comfortably. But that also is one of the biggest cons. Because it is a platinum, it is a very nice truck. And it's very nice on the inside and the outside. And because I'm working, it's not so nice on the inside and the outside. This is just from this week. The whole thing is basically always covered in mud and dirt. And this is just the outside. Do y'all want to see the inside? This is pretty terrible, especially if you know me and how I like to clean my trucks looking good. Well, here it is, guys. I'm showing you what's going on the inside. Look at that. I do like the floor liners, but you can see some of it gets in and around that area. Plus my seat covers, well, the seat covers are doing their job because they are protecting this beautiful leather from getting damaged. But look how dirty they are. That's because I work for a living now. So I do get in and ride around a lot dirtier than I ever did when towing the RV. But that brings us to today. One of the biggest cons about using this is it's always dirty. And I have to clean it, thoroughly clean it, once a week now. And that's what today's about. So before we talk about anything else, let's clean this truck up and then we can tell you the rest of the things that I like and dislike about using this truck for work. Our washing is done, and it always looks so good here when it's still wet, but you'll see by the time we get home, we did not do a very good job of it, but this was just to knock the dirt off. When we get home, we're gonna wipe it all down, do a one-over inside and out, and have this thing looking brand new again. And I just realized, most people that think I shouldn't be using this as a work truck are also the same people that have a problem with me washing it at places like this. Yes, I understand the brush makes scratches, but when you own a dually, you have very limited choices on how you wash this because it doesn't fit in car washes, and it's very expensive to pay someone to hand wash it. Now, I could hand wash it myself, but the RV park that we're staying at doesn't allow that sort of thing. So I come here to wash it off, and then I go back to the RV park, wipe it down, and clean everything up. Well, guys, it actually does look a lot better than normal. So after we washed it, that's what it looks like. It's not terrible, but there's water spots all over it. There's some spots that looks like I didn't wash it at all, like obviously I was washing it in the dark or something. Here's the sun side, and this is usually the side that shows all the extra dirt I missed. It actually doesn't look terrible. There's a handprint right there. But now we're gonna do a one-over and wipe the whole thing down. See, there's the hood. You see all the water spots? We're gonna do a one-over and wipe this thing down. We're gonna clean the inside out really good. We're gonna make this thing spotless and ready to go for the next week of ranching. And then I'm gonna tell you guys all the pros and cons of using this truck for work. And just like that, we have a pretty clean work truck. The inside is clean as well, much nicer than earlier. Look at that. And that is the biggest con of using this truck as a work truck. It gets really dirty really quick. Like, I'm telling you, it gets dirty like in like 3 days. Well, actually, it's gonna get dirty today because I'm on my lunch break right now. And later this evening, when I go back to feed, I have to drive all this on dirt again. So as good as it looks right now, by this afternoon, it's gonna be dirty again. But it also makes me clean it more often. And it also makes me have to do bigger maintenance more often. Like right now, it's in dire need of a clay bar and a good polish and wax job, because I can tell that the dirt and the stuff that's on it is taking a toll, and the paint is no longer buttery smooth like it should be. This is a pro and a con. The pro, the seat covers. Well, you can see how dirty they are. They are really dirty. So they're a pro because they keep my seats clean and free from getting destroyed by doing, you know, ranch stuff. They're a con because let's say that you wash the horse trailer out of horse trailer stuff and you have that natural smell for the day. Well, these are neoprene, and whatever you smell like is what they start to smell like. So while they do protect the seats, they do retain a small odor if you work in them. So today we're going to take them off and wash them and get them back up to shape, because they are starting to have a horse smell about them, if you know what I mean. Plus, we probably need to clean the leather up below them, and I want to show you guys how beautiful the leather in this truck looks. It's been a year since I've taken the seat covers off. You almost forget how beautiful the platinum leather is, but check this out. The back even looks just as good, and I was afraid I was going to find some surprises from our kids and all the food and milk they spill, but surprisingly, the seats look amazing. So those seat covers really do their job. Now I'm going to wash them and get them back on here as quickly as possible, because I will have to work for 1 or 2 days before those get washed and dried. And I don't want to ruin the leather, but man, I'm going to really enjoy driving this for the next few days. Now I have an actual ranch truck interior. So one of the big cons is because of an upgrade I just recently did. Well, it's not really an upgrade. We had to replace our tires. So after our full year on the road, we needed new tires. And at the time, we didn't know that we weren't going to be traveling anymore. So I went back with the Michelin LTX AT2 all-terrain tires, which are basically a road version of an all-terrain. They're not very aggressive at all, but they are good tires, especially if you're going to stay on concrete and pavement. Well, as a ranch truck, we don't spend a lot of time on concrete and pavement. We spend a lot of time out in the fields, loading cows, loading horses, and doing work. So one of the cons I have is I wish I would have known that I was going to be working here as a ranch hand, because I would have gone with a much more aggressive tire. I've also considered buying me another set of rims and putting on more aggressive tires, like maybe some 33s or 35-inch, not really mud terrain, but some really aggressive all-terrains, because I have gotten this thing almost stuck twice now, loaded down with horses and cattle in the field, and it looked ugly. It was bad because I had to get out and lock the front end, and I had it in full wheel low, and even though the truck did pull it out, the tires were my downfall. Because of these tires, I almost got stuck, and I was really afraid I was gonna have to use the tow hooks to get me out. And that would have made me sad, because those are chrome, and all we have around the farm is chains. So those would have got some character marks on them to pull this thing out. So what do you guys think? Should I get me another set of rims and put some more aggressive 33-inch or 35-inch, not mud terrains, but aggressive all-terrains? That way the truck can get where it needs to go to the job I'm doing. The next con about this truck, and it's actually a pro about it when I was towing the RV, but now that I'm working, it's kind of a con. It's this bed cover right here. We have the backflip MX4 model, and it's awesome because when we travel full time, we need the bed of the truck to be our trunk, because obviously the cab of the truck is full with all 5 of us as we travel. So this was our trunk. We store our stroller, our ice chest, things we didn't want to get wet back there. But now that I'm working, this thing actually spends more time flipped up out of the way, because I usually have goosenecks hooked onto it. And I'm going to show you why that is a con now. All right, so this is it flipped up out of the way. And it's awesome if you're towing an RV because you can have a bed cover, and then you can also flip it out of the way and tow. But if you work every day and you hook up gooseneck trailers, it becomes a con because we have a camera right there and it shows me the ball in the truck. Except for one thing, this right here blocks me from seeing that. So when I back up to trailers, I can almost see it, but I can't. So I have a reference point when the latch of the gooseneck hides behind that piece right there. I'm close, but I can't see how close I am. So usually every time I hook up a gooseneck, I have to get out 2 to 3 times to get it right because I don't want to ruin the tailgate because I backed into the trailer. So it's a con because now it's always in the way. But it's also a con for one more reason, an important reason. Below it is my toolbox. Let me show you. All right, so there it is, slipped up out of the way. And I have this under tonneau toolbox. Perfect for RVing, but if you're using your truck every day, especially the bed of your truck, it's kind of annoying that the bed cover's there because this I need to get into 5 to 6 times a day because now I use all the tools in my truck for my job every day. And having to flip the bed cover up all the time and then get to this box to get my tools becomes an inconvenience. More so because the toolbox is only here because it needs to work with that. Had I not had a bed cover, I would have got a much bigger toolbox and I'd have better access to my tools. But if I'd got the toolbox that I would have wanted without the bed cover, it'd be a much larger toolbox and a toolbox I could actually get to right here. Now to get tools, I always have to get in the bed of the truck, flip the bed cover up, get the tools out. And when I'm done, I gotta put everything back together, flip it back down, and put everything away. So now that I'm working, it becomes an inconvenience thing to get tools out because it's a whole deal. So what do you guys think? I like the bed cover because the truck looks clean whenever I'm not working, but I work a majority of the time. So should I take the bed cover off? And if I do, what should I do with it? I don't think that now that we're RVing, I'll ever put it back on. So do anybody want a backflip MX4 bed cover? And if I take the bed cover off, I think I might want to get a different toolbox. So the same person that wants the MX4 want the UWS under tonneau bed cover. They're both awesome. They're just not great for what I'm doing with my truck now. Towing an RV all the time? Perfect. Working all the time and ranching and having to use your truck for work? Those aren't the best choices. And I think I'd rather change them out because after just the first 6 weeks of us working, those are things that annoy me already. So if one of you guys want that, reach out to me. Maybe we can make a deal. Maybe you have a different toolbox you want to trade with me, or maybe you just want to buy these from me because I think I would rather make a change than keep working around what I have. One of the biggest pros is because my truck did not come prepped from Ford with the tow package. We didn't have anything here when we got the truck. So we installed a B&W turnover ball kit in the bed of the truck, and our B&W companion hitch for our fifth wheel is the turnover ball style. So the post for the fifth wheel companion slides down in the hole, and that's how we've towed for the last 3 years. Well, now that I'm ranching, it was pretty easy because I already had the ball. All I had to do was pull the fifth wheel out, drop the ball in, and now my truck has a fully working gooseneck ball, complete with the safety chains. Something I never thought I'd ever use, but I'm glad I have it now because had I not gotten that, well, I guess I could have used the Ford puck system, but I didn't have that as well. But so far, that is a definite pro because I can use both, and now my bed can be completely free of everything when I don't need it to. Right now, I can just pull the lever, pull the ball out, my bed's flat. Because I do carry lots of feed sometimes when I don't have enough to fill the trailer up and it's just enough for a truckload, I'll pull that ball out and stack this all the way high. I don't have to worry about losing space in the bed because there's a ball there or a fifth wheel there. So I do love the idea of having the turnover ball kit because I can make the ball go away whenever I want. Something I never thought I'd use when I got everything set up for the RV, but now I'm glad I did it that way because it just works perfect. Speaking of B&W, I had to get a receiver hitch because I not only pull goosenecks, I pull a lot of bumper pull trailers, or are we calling them bumper pulls? Conventional towing trailers from back here on the receiver hitch. So I went with this B&W tow and stow. It's got 2 balls, a 2-inch and a 2 5/16. It also is adjustable up to 6 inches, and it's a 3-inch receiver for my 3-inch receiver on my truck. Overall, because we enjoyed the fifth wheel B&W so much and I thought it was amazing, I just went with them, and so far it's been amazing. I, however, do not keep it hooked up because I will run into it. I'm a shin buster, always have been. I will forget it's there and hit my shins. Plus, I don't want to leave it hooked up when I'm hooking up to goosenecks because it may hit the jack or something on the gooseneck trailer. So right now, that just rides in the bed of the truck over there by the toolbox, out of the way. When I need it, I hook it up. And when I'm done, I put it back. One of the biggest pros about using this truck is my onboard air system. For those of you that don't know, I have an onboard air system from Viair. It's got a 2.5 gallon tank. It's 200 PSI system. I have a air chuck right here that I can run air tools and fill up tires. And that has been the most amazing thing about this truck, because I do take this truck in the field to use my toolbox and to work, and having an air source to run tools or fill up tires on implements and tractors has been awesome. I will say I don't get much use out of the train horn now, because when I'm hauling animals, the last thing you want to do is make the animals think they're about to get hit by a train. So the train horn has kind of been in timeout for a while because I'm hooked up all the time, and it's not appropriate to blow train horns when you have animals involved. But I will say one of the best upgrades I did was installing the onboard air system and the airbags, of course. I forgot to tell y'all, the airbags are being used every single day. When I hauled that 30,000 pounds the other day, we had them aired up way more than we ever aired them up to haul this. So once we knew that we weren't going to be traveling anymore and that we were going to be using the truck for ranching, me and Alecia actually sat down and talked about possibly trading this thing in on a newer model truck. Not a brand new truck, just a newer model truck, because this one is coming up on 100,000 miles. And there were some things that we had to consider, because we know when you get over 100,000 miles, there are certain maintenance and repair items that may start showing up, and it might be better to go ahead and trade up to a newer truck. Like, we were worried what happens when the emission system starts giving us problems, the DPF stuff starts acting up, or God forbid, the CP4 fuel pump finally goes out. And then we went and looked at the cost of a newer model truck. Do you know how much these things cost now? So this truck right here cost us 78 grand in 2020. Brand new. Now, if you want to get a 2023 model that is slightly used with maybe 15 or 20,000 miles on it, it's gonna cost you 98 grand. So you're telling me a used model costs $20,000 more in 4 years over what we bought 4 years ago? It was a pretty easy decision, because they're not giving you a huge amount on trade-in. I mean, they're giving you a lot on trade-in, but it's not enough to justify spending the money, because if we were to upgrade this truck right here, which we own and it's ours and it's free and clear, it would cost us 40 to 50 grand to get a 2023 model. And if we go to 2024, which if you're gonna spend that much money, you might wanna consider it, it's an additional 10 grand. So we have a perfectly good working F-350 work truck, and it just wasn't worth the extra cost to trade up over some small concerns we have. Because if I'm gonna spend 40 to 50 grand on a new truck, I can afford to fix the emission system, the DPF stuff, and even if the fuel pump goes out, I can even afford that and still be cheaper than upgrading to a newer truck. Because this is a diesel, it should last 200 to 300,000 miles with the proper care and maintenance. Now, I am going to probably install the disaster prevention kit for the fuel system. I know it doesn't stop the problem, but it sure makes the problem a lot less expensive when it does happen. So that's probably in the future. We're gonna install the disaster prevention kit, and we're probably gonna be upgrading to some bigger tires and rims, because I think it will serve us for the time being. And I think I am going to maybe get some paint touched up, because after cleaning it, I can tell, this is all from the road and the RV travel, the whole front end has got some character marks. And basically everything facing forward, because the front of the dual fenders right here also have character marks. And since we're here and settled down a little bit, we checked into it, and I think I'm gonna touch up all the forward facing stuff, do a good paint correction, and I'm probably gonna get it ceramic coated, because this truck's actually a great truck. And even though we considered trading up, I don't think it's worth it. This truck is doing exactly what it's made to do. This is our work truck. And now I know some of you guys don't think a Platinum or a Lariat or a King Ranch should be a work truck, but they're all made to work. It just depends on how you use them for work. And if you're gonna work, you might as well be comfortable, right? So for me, our Platinum truck is the perfect work truck. Now I will say, every time the horses and the cows get around it, It hurts my heart a little bit because I think they are scratching it, and I can see some spots where they've added some character marks. The truck is made to work. We bought the truck to work. Even though we're not pulling that anymore, it's still working, and it was working when it pulled that. It was just pavement work. Let me know what you think. Would you work out of this? And if you're looking for a new mattress, head over to rvmattress.com and get yourself a brand new mattress and use our discount code to save yourself 25%. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. We love you, and we'll see you in the next one.